In honor of Earth Week, this week's podcast is a two-parter. It's all about sustainability. Brought to you by Briar Wray, Associate Dean, Sustainability Strategies. Please enjoy Part 2.
Welcome to On the Spot, Portland Community College's podcast, brought to you by Internal Communications. This is where you get straight answers to the questions employees most want to know. Every episode, we dive into topics submitted by PCC employees. Whether it's about college operations, our community, or amazing people behind the scenes, we're on the spot for you. And the best part? Each episode is short and to the point. On the Spot is perfect for a quick listen during your busy day. New episodes debut every 2 weeks, so make sure to subscribe. I'm Misty Baus, PCC Public Relations Specialist and your host. What are some of the biggest challenges PCC faces in implementing sustainability initiatives? Or how would you say the college is working to overcome these challenges during our fiscal reality that we're in?
Sure. I think that's such an important question. I will say one thing we're very fortunate is that we truly have buy-in from top down, bottom up, you name it, we have it. And we know that it's something that's very important to our community, something that's very important to our students. They continue to remind us all the time. They are our biggest champions and advocates. So, having buy-in is kind of the first most important thing, and we have that, luckily. We've really accomplished a lot of the low-hanging fruit at this point. So, when we think about some of the most challenging sustainability issues that we still need to face, these are kind of some big infrastructure things. And so a lot of that's around decarbonization and thinking, for example, how do we transition our central heat plants on campus away from natural gas? And we're working, like I said, on fleet decarbonization, but there are still some vehicles, that currently technology needs to evolve a bit before we can totally decarbonize. And so these are not cheap issues by any means. Mm-hmm. And so, one thing that we've done is we've been very intentional in collaborating and coordinating with our operational folks, so facilities and planning and capital construction, so that sustainability and the climate action plan are woven into the facilities plan, woven into our facilities standards, woven into our planning processes. So when we're thinking about future bonds, when we're thinking about, what is the plan for the Sylvania campus, we're also thinking about our decarbonization and our climate action goals. So we're planning ahead. We have those standards in place, and, we can build those into bond projects, because without bond funding, it's going to be very difficult to move some of these large projects forward.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How do we participate in the B Campus USA and the Tree Campus USA programs?
Mm-hmm. So B Campus and Tree Campus are really focused on habitat stewardship, education, and community engagement. So for the B Campus program, for both programs, we have committees that meet regularly, and they plan initiatives that educate the community around the importance of pollinators and trees for both community resilience and broader community and ecological health. And then we host a lot of events that help educate the community, and we do a lot of plantings across the district. Those are a lot of fun. And we also work on integrating kind of the importance of pollinators, trees, et cetera, and sustainable practices in landscaping into our standards. So recently we went through a process with facilities and planning and capital construction where we updated our landscaping standards. And so those specifically call out B Campus, Tree Campus initiatives, and we've worked really hard to develop standards around supporting trees with new construction projects and just really ensuring that The community knows the importance of protecting our pollinators and trees and habitat on campus, and that's well integrated into our practices.
Briar, are we growing like a food forest on Southeast campus?
We are, yes. And that was one of our projects that was funded by the Eco-Social Justice Grant. So I know I've mentioned a couple of times our students are just huge advocates, and we have really great collaboration with them. Just real quickly, I want to share, we have what's called the Basic Needs Sustainability Leadership Program. And this is a student leader program that is a holistic approach to thinking about student and community health that integrates basic needs, so things like food security, transportation access, housing access, and thinking more broadly about community resilience and the importance of addressing the climate crisis to promote healthy communities and how those are intertwined, essentially. And so one of the initiatives that they oversee is called the Eco-Social Justice Grant. And this has funded over $1.2 million for sustainability projects to date. So this comes out of the student activity fee. So students are literally taxing themselves to support sustainability and climate justice at the college. One of the projects they have funded in the past is a food forest. So essentially planting a lot of edible plants across the campus and encouraging students, if you're out in between classes and you're sitting studying and you're hungry and you see, there's a blueberry bush over there, go ahead and, grab some blueberries, feel free to, lightly harvest and have a little snack between breaks. And that's just one of the ways that we think about supporting community food security and health as part of our sustainability focus.
That is super cool. We've got edibles on our campus.
Yes.
Edible fruits. Okay, how does PCC encourage sustainable transportation options for students, faculty, and staff?
We have several initiatives. A lot of these are managed out of parking and transportation, and so that's a really great collaboration. Hopefully folks are aware that we have inter-campus shuttles that travel between the different campuses, and so that's a great way for students and faculty and staff to reduce their personal carbon footprint by taking the shuttle to campus. Parking and transportation also provides a lot of carpooling resources for faculty and staff and students. We also have a bike rental program that's managed by our students that is also managed out of the Basic Needs and Sustainability Leadership program. So students and community members can rent bikes each term, and that comes with a helmet, a bike lock, and a light, and all the resources they need to essentially bike to campus. There are also other active transportation resources. There's a grant through TriMet that Parking and Transportation has to support folks who walk, bike, or skateboard or whatever to campus that's active. And so there's a lot of initiatives really encouraging folks to get to campus in other ways beyond using a single occupancy vehicle or just driving themselves,
Those
essentially.
are great alternatives. Well, just off the cuff, I'm wondering, because this is such an impactful, and you've been doing it for so long, I'm just wondering if there's been any developments or innovations that have got you excited lately.
Well, I'm really excited. We've already talked about participating in the Climate Justice Education Week for the first time. I'm super excited about that. I've briefly talked about the fleet decarbonization, and I'm feeling very energized around that. When we talk with other institutions, fleet electrification is a big focus for a lot of organizations, both public and private right now. But funding is always an issue. And one of the great things about PCC is, as we talked about, the collaboration and especially the strong connection with planning and capital construction and how sustainability is integrated into our bond programming. And so PNCC has set aside $3 million to support fleet electrification and planning out the charging infrastructure needed to support both fleet vehicles as well as the growing demand from students and community members coming on campus who have electric vehicles. So that's a very real, tangible way that we're reducing our carbon footprint, and I'm very excited about. Additionally, we recently signed on to a decarbonization accelerator workshop program through the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. And this is helping us look at some of our larger energy infrastructure. For example, as I already mentioned, thinking about the central heat plants and how do we decarbonize those, because we don't have an alternative really for natural gas right now. And so we have folks from facilities, from planning and capital construction, and from my team who are participating in this. And this program is going to help us kind of plan out how we transition the college away from natural gas.
Fantastic.
And so that is very exciting for me.
You guys do such great work, and it makes me feel so much better. And we need this positivity nowadays.
Yes.
And I know you talked about like that it's incremental, some of the changes too, and just it takes a lot of time to get all the innovative development materials and processes. So it's fantastic to hear what's going on and how cross collaboration is going on every campus and the centers. Yeah, thank you for sharing today.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I could go on and on forever, but I think one additional thing that we're really excited about, we report to ASHE, which is the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education, quite a mouthful. And we just recently submitted our most recent STARS report. And for the first time ever, we're tracking to receive STARS Gold. So we're very excited that we're finally hitting this new kind of level in our benchmarking process that really demonstrates, the strong commitment PCC has. So that's just further speaks to all the great work happening at the college and why we continue to be one of the top community colleges in the country for sustainability in higher education.
Woot woot.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Briar, it's been inspiring. Let's all close the loop, shrink our carbon footprint, and feel good. For those of you listening, thanks for tuning in to our second season of On the Spot at PCC. Future bi-weekly episodes bring guests from across the college to talk about the work they're supporting and answer your questions. I'm Misty Baus, and it's been a pleasure. We'll talk again next time.